Earth to Bob.
Onika.
Live. Is on your line. Earth to Bob.
Onika.
Live on Gag City Radio. Don't have me say it again.
Hello, good day, Barbs, and happy Gag City Awards Day. Now, I'd like to start by saying, in the last couple minutes, Grizz sent me the Kansas City meet and greet photos. Because those were the only ones for some reason that I didn't have. And I really, really didn't want to go out of order. Like, I didn't want to have to come back to Kansas City because I didn't think, that would be fair. So I waited. And yeah, so I just got them. And they weren't a lot. So I'm like, whoa, no wonder. It wasn't a lot of them. So it's gonna be really quick. I'm gonna be posting them in Instagram story. Now, first of all, so I didn't even know. So shout out to one of the barbs that said we ended after Las Vegas and that Kansas City was next. Shout out to her. And I don't know how or why, but I thought it was only 3 shows that we ended ago. I didn't know so many shows had already gone by. So anyway, so so hi Melio Sounds, how are you? Who is the producer of Forward from Trini and other things. Thai boy Chun Li said you didn't do meet and greets in Colombia. Yeah, but that's after Kansas City, right? That's not. I mean, that wasn't before Kansas City, right? Oh, thank you, Pink Panty. Like I don't know what was the point of that. Like y'all just be saying shit just to randomly say some shit while I'm finishing my motherfucking thought or sentence. Okay. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Nicki, I need another tour. I'm feeling for it like a drug. Can you do Caribbean leg or leg 2 world tour? 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Of course, I'm going to do the Caribbean islands. Is that going to happen right this second? No. Hi, Minnie Barb. Okay. Yes, of course, I'm going to go to Mexico. Yes. Caribbean and Africa Clean Sweep 22. That's correct. I made those promises and they will happen. Svengali, we need unlimited tours. Huh? Huh? Who need a unlimited? And I would not forget Brazil. Thank you, boss lady. Nikki, thank you for contributing to my childhood. Thank you. It's been a pleasure, actually. Thank you, Bella24. Right, Callie Produce. Callie Producer, let this lady rest. Yeah. Anyway, so, so guys, after it's only like 8 photos. It's only like 8 photos. So, but I was actually still working on just choosing the other photos anyway from other cities. So, I had started on not Queens, but the show before Queens. I had already started, like, because we take 4 or 5 photos, so I'll always be making sure to, thank you, Riley. I love you too. Barbs, have you been seeing my comments? I made my font jumbo sized. And I have also been replying to you guys as well. Okay. Oh, I didn't think I was gonna like these ones. They're not that bad. But wait a minute. How is it possible then? Was I in a different hair when I was talking to Russ in the video than I was in the photos? Like, I am levitation said I must be invisible then, share. Huh? Someone scammed your ticket for Gag City. So someone has been saying that, commenting that. Someone scammed your tickets for Gag City. It's so clear this person. What is the purpose of you spamming that, sweetheart? I am not Ticketmaster. I am not the scammer. Okay. Let's see. You know, last night was an incredible night. When I tell you how funny this shit was, and there was some real important moments within that, but for the most part, when I tell you, like I played the thing that I posted on TikTok today, I played it for Zoo. If you saw how hard he was laughing, what's funny is that because he was only able to hear it, right? So it wasn't last night. So I'm playing it, and as soon as he started hearing it, he started saying oof oof, like right after I said oof, yo. Yo, when I tell you, I said exactly, because that is exactly. But I think a bit of it was very therapeutic, for my darlings. And I think a bit was, thank you, Zoe. I think it was therapeutic for me as well. The barbs always have that ability, as I've always said, to lift me up. And I always try to lift them up. Now, am I perfect? Am I always going to get it right? No, I'm human. But always make sure you focus, or try to focus on intent. What is this person's intent? And I'll never have the wrong intent. But I will say, don't ask me about my hiatus. Stop making all these fake pages to try to figure out my moves. Okay? We don't announce a hiatus. I just been having some fun on here. Whenever the hiatus is happening, it's gonna happen. And then you guys will see me when I pop back up, like always, Barbs. And, we'll be just still in love and all that stuff, right? So, anyway, it's Ray, it's Ray Minaj said, I'll be scared that you won't come back. Well, I guess I could say the same things about you, right? But why? Vivi said the last hiatus was devastating. Why was the last, yes, with my Joe, that's very true, of course. Nobody knows if people are gonna be waiting for them when they come back. And, oh, 107 Alpha said because I had threatened to retire. Oh, well, and Chart said, but there's millions of us and only one of you. It's different. No, it's not different because we're still talking about how we all feel. Okay, so guys, when I come back from posting these, it's only one, two, three, four. It's only four people. I'm not to post that on IG. Poindexter Bob said, "What are we gonna do with you?" Um, don't worry. I'll be in South Africa, Ken Bobby. Don't worry. Desic said, "Can't wait to see how we look in our group pics." And which group pics, babe? Oh, in Queens. Okay. And y'all, do y'all know I didn't even realize that I had taken off my makeup. That's how over it I was. Zyokaria said, "I've been laughing my ass off all day thinking about last night." Yes, when I motherfucking tell you the laughing that I did. It's a constant movie. There's never a dull moment. Like, so I'm really starting to believe y'all do need y'all own show. Key love, and I be in the moment. So sometimes some things I miss because I'm talking or and but honey, when yeah, more magic. But sometimes even I hear shit back, be like, when the fuck, what, y'all? Hold on, let me. But yes, shout out to everybody who also went to the pop up shops for Pink Friday nails. I'm gonna be posting some of you guys from that. I'll probably see you guys on Friday as well. What is that, Friday or Wednesday? No, Wednesday. Because I gotta be outside, shit. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna post those 8 photos or so on the Gridiam. And while I'm doing it, I'm going to, of course, play a few songs. But I didn't want y'all to think I was only gonna be playing songs nonstop. So, what I want you guys to do in the few minutes that I am going to be going doing this, I want you guys to write down 3 things, okay? Don't type it now, please. Raina, exactly. Don't type it now, y'all. 3 things I want you to write down. What is something that you are very, very thankful for, but that you don't necessarily always remember how grateful or how lucky or blessed you are to have it? Okay? Do not write it now. Don't type it now. Okay. The second thing I want you guys to do is what is your longest term goal? Your longest term goal. Your ultimate goal in life. The third is the third is what was your favorite Gag City moment? What was the most surprising thing to you regarding Pink Friday to the album as to what you loved the first day and what you love the most now? And who do you think amongst the Barbs would you describe as a peacemaker? Okay, those are the things I want you to think about, guys. And I'm going to post the Kansas City right now on Instagram story. And then I will be back. I'm gonna make what was number one? Number one was something that you're thankful for, but you tend to forget how blessed you are to have it. Number two was your longest term goal for yourself. Okay? Ask each other if you didn't hear the rest. I'll be back. I'm gonna post these pictures real quick and I'll be back. Okay. Um, um, that's exactly what I want. Okay. What? Mm. Okay, guys. So, first question was, what was our first question? Okay, something that you are thankful for that you realize that you normally don't give thanks for it. Okay, Tommy LaFleur, I see you. I see you, Unique the Sleeves. Hershey Diamond. King Kawan, I see you. Cam XQZ. Cam Dion. Okay, and what was the second question? The second question was your longest term goal. The longest term goal that you have. Okay, I see you, Stream Super Bass. I see you, Nicki Wright Raps. Comfortable Love, I see you. W1 Dow Capri, I see you. Kels the Barbie. S Dawn. All Up in Our CTRL, I see you. Chelsea Bob, I see you. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So Prince Kong, Princess, Prince S Kong put all of his answers in one comment. Can you guys do that as well, please, Barbs, if you can? Okay, I see Ms. White 80. Mm-hmm. I see you, Chris Marquez. I see you again, King Kawan. I see you, Chun's Id. Um, hmm. I see you, Nanny Kitty 69. So, guys, I don't want to read your lists out unless you want me to. It's really not for other people necessarily. It's really for you and for me to see. But if you want me to read them out, I have no problem with that. Flawless Elite Atomic Barb. TPINSC. Mm, um, I represent Nicki. Okay. I'm gonna do a few screenshots of this and then I have another question to ask you. But I do not want you to include the answer with the first five questions, okay? I see you, Monty, Ali, Ride for Minaj. Um, I see you. I see you. Barbie, Girly, Landon, Angelo, Ari, Gag City Jeweler. That's him. What the F, Sleazy? Okay. This is a question I want you to answer now. I want you to put the answer to this question, separate. Never put the answer to this question in the same list as the answers to the other questions, okay? Did everybody just understand what I said? Okay. What one thing has made you your own worst enemy at times in life? What is the top thing that makes you your own worst enemy? Okay. Procrastination, overthinking, doubting, self-doubt, um, big heart, fear, anxiety, self-sabotage. Um, this is interesting. Somebody said how evil they can be. Now, I don't know if you mean evil as in bitchy, because evil is a very strong way to describe yourself. My goodness. Um, I hope that you meant it in the way we say evil, like slang kind of term. A lot of people saying too forgiving, a lot of people saying shy, a lot of people saying, so let's see what a lot of people, right, have in common with something that is affecting them negatively for as long as they could remember, that they may have never even shared with more than one or two people before, right? But now, interesting, Izzy. Very interesting. I wonder how that really manifests itself, because I'm sure I want that, and you know, scared of being alone, my ability to find. Okay, let me tell you what I see the most. Okay, I'm looking away from the phone now because I know y'all gonna keep us typing, and I don't want to stop talking, like, and be sporadic. What I could remember off of just the last 2 minutes is I saw people saying being shy, anxiety, fear. And I also saw a lot of people saying how nice or forgiving they are. Isn't that interesting? Um, Now listen to this. If you ask a person what do they want most in life, well, you know what? Let's do it right now. I'm gonna hold on to that thought, but the other thought is more important. But let's do this right now, so I have something to compare. What do you want right now most in life? Okay. Hmm. Now let's go back to the other one, which is very important. Isn't it amazing how many people feel that if they could go back and change something, they would not be so nice or so forgiving, because what they've experienced is that, you know, the people they have been nice to or forgave didn't really, appreciate it when they maybe look back. Um, isn't it interesting how many people said being shy? Being shy is not something that I thought I would see. So that was really good for me to see that so many people think that being shy has been something that has worked against them for most of their life because they feel that if they were not shy, they would have maybe taken on more things, I guess, or been more confident, asked the question outright, or spoke how they really felt. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. Wow. Wouldn't have thought that. Um. Also, a lot of people said anxiety and fear. Anxiety and fear. So so being shy makes you hold back. Anxiety makes you hold back. Fear makes you step back. Back, back, back. All the way in the back. And we can only fear something in the future. We cannot fear anything in the past. We can think about it, we can't fear it. So if whatever you have fear of, you are thinking, what if it happens, right? Which means that instead of living in the present, and you can't live in the past, instead of living in the present, you're already ahead of yourself. You are already ahead of yourself. So we never want to be in the back or ahead of ourselves. But the only way that can happen is when you are in the present moment. And one of the biggest misconceptions that I see so many people say and ask me or tell me, people never think artists or people that have to be in the public are shy or have anxiety or fear. Why? So, the reasons why you feel like those things have been your biggest enemy is because you believe that successful people don't have those things. And that is where you first fucked up at. If you understood that every successful person you've ever heard of, seen, met, spoken to has felt every single one of those things, you would say, "Oh, okay, I feel fear today, but ain't a big deal. I mean, it is what it is. I know other people have fear. They have an anxiety. Let me just do what I gotta do. Oh yeah, yesterday I stayed in bed because I had so much fear. I had anxiety. But you know what? It is what it is. I know tons of people that do that. Let me just go ahead and." But when you tell yourself that something is wrong with you, and that everybody else has it figured out. There's a piece of the pie that you haven't figured out, but that everyone else in the world figured it out. So now you need to retreat in fear and in anxiety, because when you go in this room, all the other people are going to be so confident, and they're going to believe that they're so beautiful, and they're going to believe that they're so smart, and they're going to believe that they're so talented, when that's not true. If that were true, those wouldn't have been the top 4 answers out of 6,000 people. And it's amazing how we just have these assumptions about each other, you know? We just really think we have everyone else figured out about how they feel about themselves. And imagine how silly that would be to believe. That you believe you know how I feel about me. Based off words, you can't tell how I feel about me. You could choose to believe me with my words, but you can't confirm that's how I feel inside. Hmm, true. Bussy Taylor Ray said, worrying means you suffer twice. Yes, but sometimes worrying means that you suffered only once. And that's the real aha. Sometimes worrying isn't suffering twice, because you can worry about something that never happened. That has happened to me in my life. And someone said, I used to be painfully shy, but now I'm going. I want to make sure I make this clear. I don't think that being shy is a negative. Like, if I was creating a person and talking about, like, I think that the lack of any of that is the bigger issue. I think the lack of any of that sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes also lacks humility, which is very important. I don't think being shy is bad, because being shy plus sexy is one entirely different moment. Being shy while being in a room full of people you don't know, that's two different things, you know? I think shyness works well with other things in the right amount. Like coy, kind of sexy and shy. Like a coy type of vibe, a mysterious vibe, an alluring vibe versus a thirsty vibe. So just because people have told you since you were a child, oh, she's shy, you're shy, 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 and you've now put that on yourself. And by the way, you might think someone is shy because they're not talking a lot, because they're not talking to fill up space. When the smartest person in the room is probably not saying a motherfucking thing, not even one word. You didn't miss out on opportunities because you're shy. You may have missed out on opportunities because you were fearful, anxious, procrastinator, but you didn't miss out on opportunities because you're shy. There are many huge everything, athletes, celebrities, everybody that has to be in the public, they're shy. So let's first stop making shy a bad thing. It's nothing wrong with being shy. And you don't even know all the time when you're talking about someone else if they're shy. Oh, okay. Someone said that you mean they mean social anxiety. Okay, that's what I said. I said anxiety because it's not about being shy. Like I hate people looking at me. What like just imagine nobody would nobody believes that when I tell them that. You know? I guess that can be considered being shy because you don't want everybody, paying any attention to you. But but it has not stopped me from whatever I had to do. When Zeus sat up there, he said, you he just said two words, you brave. You brave. Like a brave person telling me I'm brave. Because when he saw all of those people looking back at him in that arena, he could not mentally compute what was happening. Hmm. Yes. And my anxiety is through the roof during that time. And that's why someone said, seeing videos of you before you go out on stage has me in awe. My anxiety would be through the roof. You are strong. But my anxiety is through the roof. That's the whole point. You can't tell how I feel. You can only see on the outside what I'm doing and hear what I say. But if you think that in a moment like that any human being will not feel anxiety, do you know how much pressure that is? And you can't even hear anything because you have something in your ear. So most people are not hearing you and you're not hearing them. And there are 10 or 20 or 30, 40, 50,000 people sitting there waiting on you to come out there. Like, do you understand what that? No, I don't do it effortlessly. I don't. I really don't. I'm just doing it. Just do what you have to do to get the things on your list because everybody is dealing with one or all of what you're dealing with. So if I just do that, like Zoo, he said you're brave when he got off, but he just did it. You see, if he would have planned, if he would have known in advance that that was about to happen or anything, his fear and anxiety or whatever would have stopped him. But because he had no knowledge leading into it and he didn't have time for the bullshit mental games, he just did it. And then what happened? He got through it, he got over it. He has overcome something that he could always pull from. If you are waiting for the perfect moment in your life, you will wait until the day you die for everything. And don't make any mistake between procrastinating. See, sometimes people think I'm procrastinating, but I'm praying. And those are two completely different things, sweetheart. So the next time you're not doing something that you know has to be done, ask yourself, are you procrastinating or are you praying on something? Waiting for a feeling of peace within to feel like, okay, God, I know what you're telling me to do. Which one is it? Because those two are very different. So if you gotta wait because you're praying on something, you better wait as long as you have to. Don't think that it's about just going and doing every dumb thing in your brain or, being stupid or rushing into things. Because rushing into things is why most people I know is why they fail at everything because They don't study things. They have no knowledge of it. They assume they know more than they do. They assume they're smarter than they are. Every time. They will never take advice from you. You could have $1 million. You could have $8 billion. So make sure you know the difference between procrastination and praying. But is procrastination real? Yes. It's real. It happens. Happens to most people every day. But you'll get there. And did I tell you guys about that video that I saw? And the man said, if you put work or directions, instructions, whatever, in front of like 5 different architects, that only some of them will rush immediately and start drawing. And he said the most talented one will not do anything right away. Because the most talented or the most gifted in that field, in any field, he said they know that it takes a stroke of genius that comes upon them almost, kind of like just this light bulb goes on. And it's not that you're sitting there trying, it shouldn't feel like work. Whenever I feel like I'm working in the studio, I leave. But there's a moment with every person, and every person, meaning whatever it is that your thing is, this doesn't only apply. I'm so glad he used architect. They won't just start working on the project just to say they started first or they finished first. They will need a time to internalize and analyze and hear from their spirit about what they're physically doing, and to really feel, yes, this is it. There's something that happens to everybody that does a particular thing when you know, yes, this is the one, this is it. You don't know it's about to come. All of a sudden it's just this burst of something, and then you start drawing or you start recording or you start, whatever it is you do. But the reason why I'm telling you guys that is because I don't want you to always associate not starting something right away with with procrastination either. A lot of these words, we've made it a negative word. So we have negative feelings when we feel them. Waiting is not a bad thing. Being shy is not a bad thing. It's all in the context of what's happening. All right, guys. Oh, you know what? See, I know it, yeah. The haters love Oniqua pussy, honey. And clearly they love Barb pussy too. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna check back in shortly with you. Okay. Um, I am. No, I'm gonna check back in. You see, it's important to shift the energy because whenever there is a shift towards positivity in anything, a few people will stand out for the wrong reasons. You can always tell that some people don't want to be happy or positive. Most people said they want peace, happiness. Most people didn't say a bag of money. So if a person doesn't want to ever move on from chaos and to have peace, you gotta be careful, okay? And someone was saying, and I literally said the same thing to Zoo, and a few of the people were saying that I followed when I came on here today. They was like, we used to have so much fucking fun. Like Ustream and I guess and Ustream and Nicki Minaj TV, etc. We used to have so much fun because we all there was like no how do I say it? We all had one goal, one intention when we came on was to have fun, was to make each other laugh, you know. Um and honey child, we would do the most fucked up shit to each other, child, sometimes. Um, but it was at a time that people weren't in the house all day. People was outside. So automatically, you outside, especially in the hood. It's a sunny day. You trying to, in the hood, if you got friends that don't dish you in the hood, they ain't your friends. Cause, yeah. So anyway, so we always used to be getting on each other and just being, silly, but not disrespectful and you know, but I think that people being in the house a lot, and with too much social media, some people have isolated themselves from a real human existence with, having to be outside, having to be around people and stuff like that. And let me say something. If I wasn't doing a job in the public eye, I I may have been one of those people because I don't necessarily like being, around a lot of people. But when we used to come on Twitter, honey child, it was jokes all motherfucking day. Nobody was feeling sorry for themselves. We would DM those things. You know what I'm saying? Because we just wanted everyone else to enjoy themselves and have a good time. So if you're not having a good day today, for instance, everyone else shouldn't not have a good day. You know? I was blocking my fans for posting certain pictures and calling me Onika because I didn't like the letter O. And they knew I had to grow up. They forgave me. Okay, Barbs, please forgive me. I know that that was a little bit next level, and I shouldn't have done that. I love you. But ultimately, everybody that you know was here during that time can tell you that not only has like Barb Twitter or Stan Twitter or whatever, it's just a particular kind. I don't know if it's a particular year, a particular generation that seem to get more and more sensitive by the minute. You know, um, so you've heard comedians talk about that. They can't say certain things because they don't want, nobody wants to offend anyone. Nobody gets up and thinks, hey, I want to offend everybody. No. But exactly, everyone having an opinion and then everyone feeling, oh, well, I can make a difference now. A person who might not even be in social settings in real life, I can take powerful stances on the internet. You are, I am Naya. You know you are. So all I can say is please just go. In the meantime, Barb's, I love you. I will check back in with you in a little bit. Now, the next meet and greets I have to post is after Kansas City. And I might could just get that one done with today as well, because the other one was so only a few pictures. So what city was that? Was that one Jacksonville? Okay. Hmm. In real life, Barbie said they want the world to be on eggshells because it's all displaced anger. Need to look at need to look and examine who they are truly mad at. Yeah, like a lot of people who were left by someone they love may come on and put that role onto a celebrity, and then take it out on them. And then try to deprive a celebrity from having a human experience. Oh, it's St. Louis next, y'all? Yeah, so some people, as soon as they hear it's some people that get irritated by the sound of laughter, y'all. Because you know what? I'm not gonna say the because I want to have a little bit more info on that. But you know, right, Mom Minaj 10. Let me tell you something. You have to laugh. You gotta laugh. Some people you could look in their faces and see they spend more time crying than anything else. Yes, Key Love, laughter is great for the soul. Why you think people say that? Why do you think people say laughter is so great for the soul? And remember what they said, y'all, that it takes so many more muscles to frown than to smile? So I'm telling y'all that wanna go around frowning all the time, shit. Be careful now. Yeah, K on top. Yeah, that's how. I mean, I'm Caribbean, and I don't know if that's what it is too, but like, trust me, all the Trinidadians I know always cracking up laughing at something too. Um, but so I'm sure in every culture, you guys, we feel that within the closest people to us, like just wanting to laugh, wanting to be happy, wanting to not cry. Sometimes you laugh literally to stop from crying. You know. Okay, Barbs. So I'm gonna check back in a little bit on Twitter to see if you guys are still up, okay? And then we will play music. Oh, no, wait. One answer. One answer only. They're not getting anything, so you don't have to worry about that, okay? Who would you describe as a peacemaker amongst the Barbs? Someone that you feel go out their way to try to, sort of make things calmer and lighter. Okay. Okay, so guys, I will text you back on Twitter. This was an amazing conversation. I love you very much. And I hope you see today. I hope there are things that are going to stick with you today that are going to help you. Because being honest and talking and having honest conversations, they always help. Even the things that don't register to you right in this moment, later on, you might have a complete different outlook. So please try to live in the moment. Try to be happy. Try to laugh and smile. No, not being fake laughing or fake smiling, but just making it your business to not succumb to negative thoughts. Okay? All right, love you. Bye.